Good morning, children. It's a very nice, bright, sunny morning here. You can see the beautiful mountains. You all are missing all that, children, anyway. Well, we are starting the same chapter, Turning the Tide, which is chapter 8. And we are going to do page 107 and 108. I hope you did the crossword puzzle, which I told you all to do, and also I sent some YouTube about this turtles. I hope you had a look and also read the chapter. It's not difficult, but it's something very, very different. And we were talking about these endangered species that lay their eggs on the beach, and of course you must have seen that in the YouTube. Now I am going to read page 107, the last paragraph. They have done this for millions of years, but today sea turtles are threatened by human activity. This includes the increasing pollution of the oceans. Electric lights on beaches confuse and disorient hatchlings and prevent them from finding the ocean after they hatch. Fishing nets have killed hundreds of thousands of turtles worldwide. Sea turtles are air breathers, and when they get accidentally caught in fishing nets, they drown. In Orissa, thousands of olive ridleys are killed each year in nets, which also destroy marine ecosystems. This also affects the livelihood of traditional fishing communities. Current efforts to create an alliance between fishermen and conservationists seem to offer some hope. Well, now you know we've talked about this amazing phenomena happening, that the turtles, for millions of years this has been happening, that the turtles, they come to the beach. Now, and they are also threatened by humans. Every animal, like I told you all last time also, they are becoming extinct, not existent anymore because of us, because of you, because of me, and because of the thousands of people all around. And there is so much of pollution in the oceans. Don't we, when you watch TV, newspapers, you'll see these rivers filled with plastic and all the dirt that is thrown by you or me. And they have polluted it so much. And even the electric lights on the beach, they confuse. Like now, beaches were very bare, barren, beautiful, just with the sand and the water. But now, for human entertainment, they use the beaches. And so all these electric lights, they flash on the face, rather on the body of the turtles. And they get confused. They're so used to anything that is... they're not used to it actually, anything that is unnatural. And even what happens now, people go to fish over there. Now they fish, and most of them, they're caught in this fishing nets. I think you must have of course seen pictures where many people go and throw the fishing nets and they get stuck in the fishing nets and they die. This is really very, very sad. In Orissa, hundreds of turtles are killed every day. Can you believe it? Hundreds are killed every day, and which also destroy the cleanliness of the seas and ocean. And this in turn, now if they are killed, this also, sort of stop the people from earning their livelihood of the traditional old-fashioned communities who earn their money through fishing. Now, efforts are being made to create an alliance, agreement sort of a thing between the fishermen and the conservationists, means the people who are trying to save the animals, and they are trying to do something for, not only the turtles, but any endangered species. Here I would like to tell you that the author here is a person named Kartik Sankar. Now he is actually an ecologist who deals with the environment, and he writes stories for children's fiction. So, actually he's been working with this, especially this topic, the turtles, for over the last 20 years, and he's very interested, that to do, save them, all that. So he's also got a group of people who are trying to help him to do this. Have you understood? Now open to page 108. I hope you have understood. It's very simple about this Olive Ridley. Here now I'm going to read a paragraph. I saw, that's what the author is saying, I saw my first Olive Ridley turtle one moonlit night in Chennai. We had just started a student group to conserve turtle. We watched the female turtle come ashore, crawl up to the dry part of the beach, dig a 2 feet deep nest with their hind flippers, and lay 100 to 150 eggs. Now he said he has been watching, so he must have been there for quite some time to see this awesome phenomena where the turtle comes to lay the egg. The hatchlings would emerge about 2 months later, and under the cover of darkness make a swift dash for the sea, which they locate by the reflection of the moonlight and starlight on the water. Now, nearly 20 years later, some of those hatchlings have hopefully reached adulthood. The group with which I saw my first Olive Ridley is still active. There are now many more conservation organizations around India which work for the conservation of these fascinating marine creatures. Now, the author here tells us that he saw his first, Olive Ridley, the turtle, one moonlit night when the moon was out and all. He saw it. And Chennai of course is Madras, everybody knows. He saw his first Olive Ridley one moonlit night in Chennai. They had started a student group. He must have been a student, and they had said, like there are many students now, especially in the senior school environment, they do about environment, saving plants, saving the earth. Even we have, a group in the school who help out in all these things. Now, he has to conserve. Now, their aim was to conserve, to look after these turtles. And they first saw, imagine they must have waited for so long on a moonlit night, they saw a female turtle come ashore and crawl up to the dry part of the beach. You see the water is there, so there must be some place where it was dry. Why they wanted a dry part? Because they wanted to dig. It's very difficult to dig into wet sand. You must have tried it sometimes if you see sand around, and if it's wet, it's very difficult to dig. But when you see dry sand, so they want to think, and with their hind flippers, behind their flippers, they have flippers which help them to walk. And then they lay, how many eggs? Can you imagine? Not 1 or 2, but 100 to 150 eggs. Can you imagine? My God, it must, they must be digging really big and for quite some time. Now, the eggs are laid over there, and the hatchlings, the young turtles, when the eggs are like chicks, we say, when the mother hen also has this eggs, the chicks come out. So here the hatchlings would emerge about 2 months later. You know, they would come out after 2 months. It takes a long time, and they are, don't forget, they are 150 eggs. So, and you know what? They come out, but they come out under the cover of darkness, not in the daytime. They are already, you know, looking up and all. Can you imagine 150 Ridley babies, turtles? They, you know, look and then under the cover of darkness. They don't come out in the day, but at night, under the cover of darkness, what they do is they come out, and you know how, now from the beach, they have to go to the sea, to the water. Now, it's very dark, but they are helped by the moonlight. You see, the moon shines, it shows them the way, and even the starry sky also gives them enough light to go from the beach to the water. So, you know, they can see by the reflection of the moon on the water and also the starlight on the water. Now, after 20 years, of course, they have just seen them hatching and going back to the sea. But after 20 years, they hopefully, they hopefully reach adulthood. Why we are saying hopefully here is because there must be some turtles that, you know, they die because of all this, like I told you, because of the dirty water, because of the fishing nets, you know, all because of this they die. So then he says that nearly 20 years later, some of these hatchlings have reached adulthood. They have become adults. Now, the group with which I saw, means not the turtles, but the people, the students that he saw with this, they are very active and they are still, you know, working with this. There are now many more conservation organizations. Yes, the people have become very enthusiastic, they become very aware, and you know, many people have come together. They are big, you know, organizations. They have come together to conserve not only these fascinating marine creatures. Marine creatures mean marine means something to do with the sea, but also, you know, like I told you about last time, like trying to save tigers, elephants, all these. Have you understood? So they are trying to work for this, for not only this fascinating marine creature, but also for other animals. Have you understood? Now, we come to the third paragraph. All this and more effort will be required to counter new threats on the horizon. That means to say that not only this, but there are other threats, like I told you, to other animals. So it will require a lot of effort to keep the Ridley turtles also alive. And now what they have done in Orissa, it is since it's along the sea, new ports have been built along the coast. Now this is the sea, they have built ports. Ports are where these ships come, and like you have a motor stand where all the cars come, or a garage where the cars are kept. Same way, they have ports built and several more planned. Now this will, of course, if the ports are built and all, they will destroy the beaches. They cannot come there and hatch. There's so much of obstruction, you know. Like suppose this is the sea. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Now suppose you have the sea here. Now this is the sea. Suppose the sea is here. Now if you build something here, if you build something, this is small but thing. So how will these turtles come into the beaches? How will they come? It will be very very difficult. And this will destroy mass nesting beaches where the turtles come and stay. Offshore oil exploration pose another threat. Now, there is not one threat, there are many threats. This coastal development with attendant problems of pollution, lighting and habitat. So, children will do till here, and next week I will complete the lesson. Tomorrow I'll give you a bit of work. You must be getting a little mixed up, but there's nothing to get mixed up about this. You just have to read. It's just about turtles who they are trying to save. Now, of course, Diwali is this week, so have a safe Diwali. No crackers, and careful because COVID is still here. So please maintain social distance. Have a wonderful Diwali with your loved ones. So we'll see you next week.